Jonathan Joestar once said, "A true gentleman has to be brave enough to go into a fight he knows he'll lose." Now, Jodio says,
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
now, I never once in my life would have expected to use a clip from The Wire in a JoJo video, but, you know, hey, I never say never, I guess. The first chapter of Part 9, The JoJo Lands, dropped last Thursday, and my goodness, we have a lot to talk about. Jodio Joestar and their sibling, Dragona Joestar, work as movers for Meryl Makey, their school principal. But do not get it misconstrued, they are not moving furniture. Understand that they are pushing that work. We got powder, but that is not for baking, alright? When they hit the lab, they ain't talking about Dexter. Yeah, you get it? They got pounds in the trunk, and I'm not talking about Dr. Miami, bro. Okay, you feel me? Alright? Alright. I want to chill, but, you know, give me a moment, you know? Jodio's goal in this part, get filthy rich. He's talking about stacking bread. You know, like the money phone to the head. All blues on him, like Mac's friend, you know? Come on now. Come on, like, what are we talking about? And he plans to keep his people good in his circle with all this green on green on green on green like a ninja. Man, y'all, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all stop playing with me, bro. All right, now, while yes, you hear me having fun here, of course, it's hilarious premise. It's just considering the goals and the themes of all the previous JoJo parts. You know, it's a Zoomer protagonist, the same age as my siblings. For some reason, I also qualify as a Zoomer, but we'll not get into that. This is some real-ish that Araki is working with. TV shows that have a clear point involving drugs make a point to tell the world that you know, the regular person, you don't really get it. Like, they for real out here, you're not. And this is a whole different world you're getting into with completely different dangers that the average Joe's used to, right? There is a reason why I showed the Wire clip. Because as funny as it is, and especially with the clip now and how it's been used as like memes and all that, The Wire is a real-ass show that tells us the multiple sides of drugs and everyone that it affects. So when a manga that I very much like is getting into this territory, I do want to know what's going to be the stance made here. Ideally, it goes well. I think that since Araki is a big media head and he's most likely watched all of those popular shows that were happening in the 2000s, like The Wire, Breaking Bad, you know, he has a lot of material to pull from. So there's that. And, you know, if it sounds like that I'm worried, you know, that about how it's going to be handled, it's more so about the sensitivity that the topic brings and how people like me, for the most part, want to see the right message promoted. Because there's a lot of people that watch Breaking Bad and it's just like, oh yeah, Walt is the good guy. And not getting into that. Anyways, I'm not worried about someone reading chapter 1, though, in this, and just being like, oh, I want to be a trap star too. You know? We have an education problem, sure. But if you're making decisions based on a 15-year-old in a manga, look, it's already cooked for you, bro. Let's be honest. As for the goal of Jodio, I love that his goal is so simple. But I also love that we all know that, you know damn well, that's not about to be the true character theme. And come on, y'all. So I can't wait to see what that's about to be. If it focuses on the mechanism concept referred to multiple times in the chapter, you know, it would be about how Jodio learns to understand the world, the intricacies of our interpersonal relationships and the ones outside, why we do what we do, and the mechanisms that cause them. I plan to explain further what Jodio is getting at in a later video because I do believe I understand what he's talking about when it comes to mechanisms, but yeah. Next, I'd like to discuss our two JoJos and their characterization. Jodio Joestar, words to describe this character: confident, steadfast, perceptive, you know, strategic, self-assured, and potentially a little bit performative, you know? Dude puts on. Now, what do I mean by that? What's my evidence? Well, it's based on how we got straight into defending Dragona regardless of what they had said, and how Jodio explains who he is and what's about to happen with the part. So not only did he, you know, dismantle the situation against the cop, he knew what to do with the evidence. That goes for his strategic part on what I was talking about. For his confidence and all, it's more so about how he holds himself and compares himself to that other kid. It isn't baseless, you know? There's a lot of Joestars that have the reason to be confident, And he understands his game. He understands the game, and he knows why his cards fall into place. Meanwhile, the other kid's life just falls apart. As for what I'm thinking about, the rest of it at least, I think regardless of the fact that they're both moving work, Dragona already develops a familiar basis of supervisor, the person that like you look to and all that. And I think we already see a lot of them trying to look out for Jodio, especially, you know, because they're the older sibling. In addition to that, I do kind of want to figure out what to refer to them ASAP, because I do understand that Jodio will use Aniki, you know, like I guess the honorific, but that's a lot different than allowing anyone to use he him pronouns for that. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, that's family. They get like a different buy. To some, it might look like I'm putting on because it's a fictional character, but realistically, dog, like there's a way to refer to anything, anybody, be it a person or anything. Would you not refer to it or them in the way that it's meant to be? Like, it's a principle thing. Like, come on, it's like a character thing. You gotta be real. Also, I get that Araki does the thing where to establish someone being bad, they have to do especially heinous things. But opening up like that, I was like, broski? Alongside it being a POC and a cop interaction too, I'm like, man, like that's pretty insane work to hit us with that so fast. But you know, of course they get their wrathful comeuppance, you know, like we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, get them. And it's like, you know, that's what I was doing. I was like, yeah, get them, you know, cook them. But you gotta admit that was a pretty wild opening. I know that some people out there will be all like, oh, I've seen worse happening in the beginning of my mangas, you know, the mangas that I read. There's a lot going on over there. And I'm like, yeah, probably, dog. That's why I'm not asking you no damn questions about that. You keep that over there. Anyways, Meryl May Key, I guess that's how you say it, is moving like Gus from Breaking Bad. So I'm telling y'all to watch out for them, even though they're fine. And the fact that the upperclassman is tagging along after Jodio had already sold to them, that means we probably should be worried to some extent. Either that, or maybe this is an upperclassman that was pretending. Oh, maybe I'm not actually some sort of drug user, and that this is their way to watch how Jodio moves around the school, you know? It's a way that Araki's trying to get into your heads, you know? Let's double up on the theories. Either that, or they're trying to steal something and something goes wrong because of the upperclassmen, or the stealing plan was actually just some way so that Meryl could get rid of Jodio and Dragona. Oh, crazy premise, right? There's a lot of stuff that we can do. A lot of potential plans. But yeah, I think it's a really good direction so far. I can't wait to see more of it. Good pacing, great chapter, all of that. Also, looking at it right now, Jodio and Dragona looking like a Weather and Poochie situation, being all biracial siblings and all that. But, you know, that's for later. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully see you all in the next one. Until then, peace out and Godspeed.